Hi Pisces, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad that you found me. This is your 2017 mid-month January Tarot and Oracle card reading, focusing on the full moon energy through to February for my Piscean viewers and friends. I want to remind you that this is a general reading, so that if this message doesn't resonate for you, I invite you to check out your moon or rising sign videos for more resonant messages. Of the two, the ascendant is the most closely linked to you, your birth date, your birth time, etc. So if you know that, follow your rising sign first, then the sun, then the moon, if you ask me. So Pisces. Oh, and you are more than just a Pisces, by the way. So, check your birth chart for your sun, your moon, and your rising placements. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I've already shuffled and cut the deck, I'm going to show you the boxes for the Oracle cards. Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, becoming quite a regular on the channel here. I really like the energy of these cards. And the next deck is a brand new deck for me. I got it for Christmas and to celebrate my 3,500 subscribers. The Divine Circus Oracle by Elena Fairchild. And the artwork for each of the cards, she collaborated with a lot of different artists. So I try to give the artist's name for her decks. However, she used a lot of artists on this one. So I'm probably not going to be able to give the artist's name for the credit anyways. What I like about the Divine Circus Oracle, aside from the artwork and the messages that come forth, is the healing portion and the affirmation portion in the guidebook associated. So whatever card falls for you, I'll take a peek at the healing process or the affirmation and jot a note down about that to pass along for you as well, while I'm doing the tarot math, of course. So, I picked this up and started reshuffling. So I'm going to cut again. I did it for a reason, y'all. Alright. The bottom card represents the underlying theme or the overarching energy for the month, however you choose to see it. The first card on top represents the present energy surrounding you, or the situation that you're finding yourself in. The second card represents the past. That can be the past people, past situations, or energies. The third card represents the possible obstacles in your path. The fourth represents the possible help at hand. And the fifth represents the obstacle, or not the obstacles, but the possible help in your situation. Now, I'm also going to pull a Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card for you. And if you can hear anybody talking in the background, that is my 14-year-old teenage son playing Overwatch. And he's quite competitive. So, yeah. I'm going to have to go give him a pep talk about watching his tone or his volume while he's here. Let me cut. And the Divine Circus Oracle card deck for my Pisces friends for this mid-January 2017 reading. Alright, y'all. What I'm going to do now is hit the pause button, flip these cards over, do the tarot math, and I'll be right back with your story. Hang tight, Pisces. Hey Pisces, I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. The underlying theme or overarching energy for this spread is the Nine of Cups. The 9 represents the 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius. And I like to think of the 9th house as your worldview expanded through travel or study. It is the house that governs long-distance trips, adventures in questing, higher education, the study of foreign languages, philosophy, religion, astrology, legal system matters, political matters. It also governs foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. The cups represent water sign energy, and the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This could be speaking about the full moon in Cancer, but we'll get more into it in a little bit. This is the wish card. For all intents and purposes, this is what it's known as. It's the wish card. This dude is fat and sassy and happy. I really feel like there's an Aries or two in your world that might be important because of this red hat that is on that guy's head. Whenever I see something like that, I think of an Aries. He has everything that he wants and needs, but it'd be nice to have that 10th cup to complete the collection. The cups are also things that emotionally sustain and validate you, that hold you up and make you feel full. It's also those things that will cause your cup to runneth over, if you will. Now, the card that represents you or the present situation or present energy at hand is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the 5th card in the Major Arcana, and that speaks to the Leo-ruled house of pleasure, social life, children, romance, creation, creativity. It's that house of creative spark. I like to think of the 5th house as having your fingerprints and DNA all over it, because that's where you have the most skin in the game. It's where you seek your pleasure. It's the social circles that you hang out in. It is your fun house. It's where you go to relax and blow off steam. It's the house where the artist creates his masterpiece. It's where you create your romance, and it's also the house where your babies are made. Now, the interesting thing about the 5 as well is that that's the house that the full moon's going to be occurring in, is in the 5th house. So there could be some emotional or some emotions tied to the 5th house for you. It's 22 degrees in Cancer. Could be dealing with your family as well, because Cancer rules home and family, or roots and foundations. The Hierophant card, though, as a Major Arcana card, represents the zodiac sign of Taurus. It deals with determination and stability, being bullheaded, even, if you will. It speaks to dealing with authority figures, and this could be like experts. It could be a lawyer, a doctor, a preacher, professor. But it also speaks to searching for meaning, like spiritual meaning, spiritual depths, and possibly dealing with like the development of your moral code or moral system. I see this as like the card of higher institutions. This is the bureaucracy card. There's lots of, offices and paperwork, and you can't just go and get it done. There has to be an appointment made and that kind of thing. And the card that represents the past is another 5. So the 5th house is going to be pretty strong for you. This is the 5 of Cups. And this very much is a grief card. It's also crying over spilled milk. The 5, once again, the Leo ruled house of your creations, your children, your social life, your pleasures, your social circles, your romances, dating. The cups represent water sign energy. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and you, Pisces. All is not lost. That's what this card pretty much says. It may feel like you've lost everything, but all is not lost. You still have resources. You still have relationships. You still have things in your world to balance you and hold you accountable. You could be dealing with past heartache and past grief. I know that this is the case for my best friend. Don't just focus on the loss. There are other things besides the loss for you to dwell on. There are lessons in the loss, be it of a relationship, an actual individual, and it could be a loss through death, and we'll get to that in just a second. If it's not an actual person, it could be a situation, a circumstance, a relationship, or just the way things are being done. It could be the transformation of another cycle area of your life. The card that represents the obstacle at hand is the 13th card of the Major Arcana, the Death card. 1 plus 3 is 4, and that's the Cancer-ruled house of home and family, or roots and foundations. Home is where you live or where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. Your parents, or people you consider to be parents. Your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies, house guests, roommates, housemates. That's the 4th house, ruled by Cancer, because 1 plus 3 is 4. We're having that full moon in Cancer in your 5th house. The Death card in the Major Arcana is representative of it's representative of Scorpio. And this is life, death, and rebirth. The obstacle at hand could be that you are dealing with the death of a situation, the death of a person, the death of a relationship. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and by Pluto. Mars is in your 1st and 2nd houses throughout January. Pluto is in the 11th house. That's your friends, groups, memberships, associations that you belong to. Future wishes, goals, and dreams. Your bucket list. This is an intense card, but it's not necessarily saying that someone will die or that you will have the ending of a relationship, but the full moon's going to expose something. It's going to feel like it could be the end of a situation. It can feel like it. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. It may just be the way that things have been done needs to be changed. But this is major transformation. Scorpio rules the 8th house. The 8th house is where Jupiter is right now. Jupiter expands wherever it goes. The 8th house is the house of other people's money. It's a house of deep regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis. It also deals with sexuality. It deals with the instincts, primal, basic, or human. And it also deals with the cycle of life, death, birth, and rebirth. The possible help in the situation is, this is the 2 of Cups. It is the minor lovers card. Now, the minor lovers. This is the minor arcana lovers card. The minor arcana lovers card is associated with the zodiac sign of Gemini. So there may be someone who is of importance to you that has the zodiac sign of Gemini that you need to break bread with, or commune with, or maybe go out on the town with and get back on the same page, possibly. This 2 represents the Taurus-ruled house of your money, values, earning ability, and self-esteem. It's the house of mine. Anything that you can point to or introduce as mine would probably qualify or classify as a second house item. It's the things that you want close to you and that you know about. You know what's going on down to the last penny. You know where your treasured items are. You know where your treasured belongings are. Cups, once again, water sign energy. Cancer, Scorpio, or you, Pisces. Like I said, this could be dealing with a Gemini, but it could also be dealing with a Leo because of this lion's head up here. Whenever I see that, I think of Leos. Any lion iconography, I think of Leo. It's interesting, too, that this Roman numeral 2 is the glyph of Gemini as well. But it feels like you haven't been on the same page with someone and there needs to be a meeting of the minds to make it right. And the possible outcome of the situation is the Ace of Swords. It could be that you are articulating where miscommunication has happened and straightening and ironing things out, because we are dealing with the influence of a Mercury retrograde right now, and Mercury has been retrograding between your 10th and 11th houses. That's between your career, your status, and your reputation, and dealing with your friends, your groups, your memberships, and associations. It could be that you are dealing with communication or miscommunication in those areas. It could also be that you're dealing with somebody of an air sign variety. The air signs are, I'm sorry, but I can't help it, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Libra may be important in just a second as well. But the Ace of Swords is a new idea, a new perspective. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new way of seeing things. Or it's a new way of being seen, a new way of being heard as well. It just depends. This could also be representative of an argument coming out of nowhere as well, or a discussion coming out of nowhere. It really just depends on the aspects in your chart. But it's going to feel like it's coming out of nowhere, and I feel like it's really closely tied to that full moon on the 12th or 13th of the month, just depending on where you live on the planet. And like I said, that full moon is going to be occurring in your 5th house. Now, I did the tarot math for this, and it ended up being 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. And you don't have any 7th house energy playing out, but this is where I said Libra would maybe be important, because Libra rules the 7th house, and that's the house of your partnerships and your relationships and how you identify who you are as a human being through your interactions with those people in your life. It's also dealing with counseling and open enemies. Open enemies is someone who you would testify against in open court, but it's also someone that you have an open beef with. I also see the 7th house open enemy as someone you would argue with in an online forum where other people would get to see, and it's a heated argument. It's one of those nasty kind of social media arguments and debates that we've seen over the last year throughout the political discourse that's gone on in the United States. The interesting thing about Libra is that Jupiter is in Libra right now, and Jupiter being in Libra makes that your 8th house. So, Jupiter is expanding your 8th house energy, and that is the house of life, death, and rebirth, transformation and metamorphosis, regeneration. I think of butterflies when I see this card because it starts out in one way and it ends in a completely different way. The caterpillar's perspective starts on the ground, but it ends in the air, going through that transformation and metamorphosis process. Also, pay attention to the importance of the 2 5s and where they're placed. The 5s are placed in the present and in the past. You're probably going to be reflecting on the present and the past and looking at the changes that have occurred in your life throughout the past year in your 5th house energy, where you deal with your social circles, your social life, where you seek your pleasure, dealing with your children, dealing with your creative endeavors or possible artistic endeavors. And I think the reassessment and the discussions that come forth are definitely going to be putting you on the right path towards getting this wish fulfillment. Or it could be that you've been waiting a long time for this discussion to come around and the wish is going to be fulfilled because somebody decided to speak up and say something. Let's move on to the Sage Goddess Oracle card that I pulled for you. You received Mangano Calcite. The Mangano Calcite card is dealing with self-care, empathy, and mind-heart integration. It is also it's used to help heal and amplify the vibrations of the heart chakra. And I can't help but look at the Minor Arcana Lovers card in the help position. Self-care, empathy, mind-heart integration, seeing on, getting on the same level. And Leo rules the heart. There's your Leo right there, dealing with the heart chakra in this month. Mangano Calcite. Mangano Calcite is a deep healer across space and time. It brings self-love and a capacity for both physical and etheric nurturing on all levels. You've pulled this card because you need to be more sensitive to external energies and more aware of how your perceptions shape your awareness. Didn't I say you were going to have a perception change or perception shift? You're going to see it differently. Think about it differently. Meditate with Mangano Calcite to promote peace, to connect with others' emotions, and to attune yourself to external energy fields. The Divine Circus Oracle card that I pulled for you is the Pixie Perot card. This is the 36th card of the Divine Circus Oracle deck. Doesn't he look jaded? Like, is this really all there is? Me personally, I would love to be on a beach somewhere right now. I'm just saying. But he looks like he's over it. Overit.com. 3 plus 6 is 9, and that speaks to the Sagittarius ruled house of your worldview expanded through study or travel. Can't help but laugh with the beach in the background. It covers your long distance trips and adventures and quests. It deals with the higher education and the higher mind. It speaks to the study of foreign languages, religion, philosophy, astrology, legal system matters, political system matters. It deals with foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. This Pixie Perot card is a card that indicates that there is more to this life than just merely surviving it. It's an indicator or a reminder that you're here to thrive. And it can feel like you've just been surviving lately, Pisces. This is your reminder that you're here to thrive. It's time for you to get back to the basics of who you are and what you need. It's time for you to embrace your inner child again. If your inner child's Polaroid or selfie would look like this, then you need to work on your inner child. You need to be the mother or the father that your inner child needed, or that you needed as a little child. You may have to learn how to self-parent yourself. And with Neptune being in the first house, a lot of you Pisceans may have been feeling prone to depression, especially this past year of 2016. The Pixie Perot card is an invitation for 2017 to be a year of thriving. There's a Maya Angelou quote that says something to the effect of, I don't intend to just survive, I intend to thrive, and to do it with style or class, or something to that effect. It was a very loose paraphrase of a Maya Angelou quote, but embrace that. Embrace that. First, Google that quote, because I just jacked it up and paraphrased it, but Google the Maya Angelou quote on thriving, and make that your mantra for 2017. Maybe it can help you get out of the doldrums. The healing affirmation that is associated with this card reads, I am an original, the original me. I am amazing, just as I was made to be. Don't forget that fact, Pisces. You're very, very sensitive, and therefore very easily worn down by a lot of the stuff that happens even in your day-to-day world. Oh, my cards are sticking to me now. It's humid here in Louisiana. We just had storms go through. It can't decide if it wants to be 20 degrees or 80 degrees. So in some of my readings, I'm in my onesie, and in other of my readings, I'm in this. So sorry, whatever. Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I hope that 2017 is treating you well. I hope that you're treating yourself well. Please be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all struggling through private battles in our own worlds that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. Please employ your self-care measures, and I'll see you for the February videos. But I gotta finish this series first, and that means I gotta be quiet, or at least stop yammering and move on to the next video. I hope you're well. Take care, and until next time, namaste, and bye, Pisces.